Look, the general result in Mexico since the inauguration of the presidency of President Trump on January the 20th has been surprisingly for some a unification of Mexico's population and a very strong support. Almost 90% of Mexico's population supports Mexico's president. She's an engineer with a PhD, and she has highlighted that Mexico has to keep a cool head. We do not have to engage in daily discussions and blackmailing and pressures from the United States, but we have to try to attempt to have a long-term perspective regarding the respective executive orders in the first 3 weeks and the pressures and blackmailing that will come in the next 4 years. For most of Latin America, and particularly for Central America and Mexico, the situation is very difficult. No? I remind you of the Mexican case, more than 60% of Mexico's trade is being pursued with the United States, and particularly Mexican exports to the United States account for almost 84%, no, in 2024. The point of reference for Mexico in terms of policies, in terms of culture, in terms of financing, foreign direct investment, etc., is very clearly the United States. No, this is not a discussion point. But the discussion point is that China's presence in Latin America and in Mexico has increased substantially. 20% of Mexican imports in 2024 came from China. We do work in detail on these topics, and I say always jokingly from a qualitative perspective, let's imagine one day without China in Mexico. No, we would walk barefoot, Wi-Fi and telecommunications would not work, the subway and metro would not work. So from a Mexican perspective, the discussion is not either the United States or China, but the discussion is what to do with the United States and China, new triangular relationship. So Mexican firms, businesses will have to deal with a lot of patience with the President of the United States that comes up continuously with new ideas, with new executive orders, no? And apparently he does not understand that he's affecting thousands and hundreds of millions of populations all over Latin America and the Caribbean. No? So it's going to be very difficult. The Mexican president so far has tried to maintain calm as much as possible, not to engage in heated debates. There is nothing to win. Very clearly, Mexico and Canada, we are both part of North America, but we are both countries are much weaker than the United States. So welcome to a long-term discussion, negotiation, debates with lots of executive orders in the short term. Lots of uncertainty.